Good weekend. Ira Epstein of Linn and Associates with your weekend SPDR ETF review for this Sunday. And we're now on the 23rd of May, 2021. Pretty wild week, a lot of action. ARK was down again on Friday, but not a lot. For the week, it didn't have a bad week. I only bring it up because so many people are following Cathie Woods and what she does, so why not? When we take a look at gold, it was up a little bit on Friday. We can see how some of the other indices here were doing. A mixed bag in QQQ, SPY, DIA. I don't see an awful lot there. So let's go and take a look at ARK, and then we'll break down what a chart looks like and how to work with it. When you take a look, you have a higher high, lower low pattern. Now, if you have not taken my enhanced Bollinger Band course, I don't know what more to tell you, because I teach what to do when you hit a Bollinger Band, whether you have an embedded stochastic or not. This is the slow stochastic. If you don't know what I'm talking about with this, take the course. But here's the caveat. I don't want you to take the enhanced Bollinger Band course if you don't know what Bollinger Bands are. That's in our regular charting course. After that, I want to give you a graduate degree. Can I make it any clearer? Your doctorate, graduate. You're going to see things I've never seen taught on it. You're going to see ways to stay with the trade, and the idea behind the fact that the market will either ride, stay out of the band for a short period of time, or within the band most of the time, and what to do with it when you tie momentum with it. So that's what I'm teaching. You got down to that number. As a pro, I would have gone, boom, get out of your short positions. You'd have been sitting here, you'd have got the elbow. Why? That's where the area is to cover shorts. Not to go long, but that's where the shorts should have been covered, the way that I'm teaching this. Now, when I come to XLK, now we'll break down a chart. Here's just a regular chart. The first thing I put on a chart are swing lines. What I'm looking for in a swing line is a pattern, a distinctive pattern of what is a trend. Do you know what an uptrend is? It's higher lows, higher highs. You know what a downtrend is? Lower highs, lower lows. Do you know what no trend is? No trend has in some manner a higher high and a lower low, none of the pattern. You're not in a trend. It's the first thing to pay attention to. From there, if you had a trend, I'm now starting to put onto the chart ways to filter it. I'm looking at the 18-week moving average of closes. When the market's over it, my bias is up. Under it, bias is down. If I had a trend that was bullish, I want it to be over that. Bearish, under it. No trend, I'm just looking at a resistance point in the market or a support. It's playing around it. The upper and lower Bollinger Bands, very important. You're going to stay within them 95% of the time. Now, that may not mean anything to you, but there's a place in America called Las Vegas, Macau. There's places all over Europe where you go gambling. Now, do you think that the houses don't look at the percentages? People are going to win. You're going to be able to buck for a certain time, staying out of a band or under it. Not very long. I want to be with the house, which means you hit these bands, you learn to pay attention to them. That's what my enhanced course is about. This market does not have a trend at this point in time, and momentum is pointing down as the slow stochastics are dropping, and any number, either these over 70 are overbought. They'd have to be both going sideways over 80 to be embedded, or under 20 to be bearish embedded. PAVE. I've been looking for a pullback. Why? Because I'm expecting problems in Congress, as we just saw, with the infrastructure spending. Now, there's good news, too. The fact that the Republicans are for a change, good news, defining in a very certain way what they're now willing to give $700 billion for, highways, bridges, not infrastructure, for teaching and things of that nature. That's smart. So now the question is, how close can they get with the Democrats on this, or do the Democrats decide to go it alone? I think if they go it alone, they'll get political points, but I think they'll lose. I think that both sides are better off getting together. Do I know they'll lose? Of course I don't. That, politics can be anything. But you're getting closer. This is very important. Does social structure belong in an infrastructure bill? I'm not convinced it does. But how far do you take it out? So what the Republicans did is they went to rail, air, auto. I can understand that. Not taking a political side. I want an infrastructure bill for everybody. What is the definition of it? Next, how do we pay for it? Nobody has answered my question. I keep writing it in my newsletter. With the unused funds we allocated for COVID, and now that we're coming to the back end of the COVID in America, why can't we take those funds back and use it in infrastructure? And if we need it again, Congress gets together and passes another COVID relief, whatever they do. Money is allocated. A lot of it that's not being spent. I wonder how much it really is. In XLI, you still have an embedded reading. Admittedly, momentum's turning down, but unless it gets under 79 on a close, it's up. You got higher lows, higher highs. I think the pros are buying this. I think they'll get out if you lose that reading, and I think they're looking for new highs at 108.57. The energy sector is plain out overbought, confused with Iranian oil possibly coming back to the market if a truce is reached between the U.S., Europe, and Iran. Obviously, you got Russia and other people all involved in that, but lower high, lower low, really not a trend. SPY, you still have, on the weekly chart, you're still bullish. Momentum is still up. It hasn't turned down. You still have an embedded reading, still possibility of getting back to that 430 level. Is the sell may go away pattern going to work? Nobody knows. I mean, I hear it on TV, but you know, TV announcers are paid to make news, make it sound really good so you keep watching it. I love it. Okay, so I am a fan of what they do because they're pointing out things you have to pay attention to. It's your job to filter it, their job to present it. Do we understand that? I'm on TV a lot, so I know what it does. Higher lows, higher highs, resistance up at the 80.67. This market is still looking bullish. You know this is one of the favorite trades as we come out of the pandemic. In GLD, first challenge of the upper Bollinger Band, what do? Out you go. It's that simple. I don't care if it goes higher. That was the fillet of the steak. You just picked up the easy money. Now what's it going to do? The odds of it staying over that band, 5% or less. It's not in 1 week, but it's over a period of time. GDX, now you're over the band. Nah, goodbye, so long, have a great day. SLV, you got up to the upper band, you're backing away. Momentum up, trend up, you're looking for buy conditions. You just don't want to see these numbers over 70. That's overbought. Let them get back under it. TLT, where did I tell you for weeks now the battleground is? First I thought it would be the combination of the Bollinger Band, and I laid this one out to you as clearly as I could. You were doing what I call the gorilla glue trade, where you were staying down on that Bollinger Band. But now you're running and you didn't pay attention to the 100, maybe, I don't know. Will you pay attention to the 200? I would think so. Moving averages, long-term one especially. Well, as it turns out after the fact, that's just what the market has done. And now the question is, what does it do from here? You have momentum that lost its embedded reading, which often leads to a run to the 18-week average of closes. It's the daily chart that does it more than the weekly. So while this is saying that could be in play, I base it off the weekly chart, what it does. FXE, too overbought now. So you're in an uptrend. I have my doubts that you're going on this particular run to 115, but I think you're going to exceed the 115 over time. I am bullish long term. This is a weekly chart, not a daily. I think the pros will buy once you get either away from being overbought or you embed. We're neither at this point. Last, DBA. This is the correction I've been looking for in the grains. When the market actually got here, I told traders to be out. Did I leave that on the table? There's no doubt about it. Did not catch the top. Caught a big part of it on my other plays during the morning and so on. And now I'm looking for the pullback. I don't think this game is over by a long shot. You've got to pull in the U.S. crop in order to make this look bad. Notice that you're staying over the 18-week average. That's far away. Market playing games right here. You know, what I try to do for you in the morning is interesting in the sense that by 8:40 in the morning, I'm recording most of the time. We're getting ready to record. I'm right about there. And each weekday, I'm going to talk to you shorter term swing and longer term trades. A lot of people say, do you do the longer term? Absolutely, because every Saturday, which I already did, my traders get their long-term charts, the subscribers of all the ETFs that I cover. There's about 42 of them now. I keep adding to it. I take some off, I add, but these are some of them. There's more than this at this point in time. The cost, it's minor, $8.95 for the first 30 days. 24 videos, each approximately 20 minutes long. Then a weekend video that covers everything else. Access to any special reports I put out. And remember, I'm having my What's Up coming about now. So you're going to be able to ask questions during the week live to me. We'll do a Zoom meeting where I'll answer your questions and away we go. It's going to be a lightning meeting. So I'm going to answer the question and move on to the next one. If there's none, I'm done. I'm figuring 15 minutes approximately each meeting. If we get a big viewership for it, I'll expand the amount that I do during the week. I love to do those. So you might want to take advantage of this. You can call my staff. If you go to our website, you'll see where our subscriptions are under research. And if you really want to learn these Bollinger Bands, and I got to tell you, if there were one way to trade, that would be the way that I trade. So that's how much I like what this course is, that particular way. How would I go about it? Go under education on the website. It's explained there. I'm Ira. You have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.